Okay.
3, 2, 1. G'day guys, welcome to
Kozzie Bro's podcast.
And today,
Yeah.
where are we, Kihoon?
We're at 몽마르트 공원. Again, this is very close to where Arirang studio is.
Yeah.
It's about like a 5-minute drive. This is an awesome area. It's quiet, peaceful, and super hot.
Super hot right now, to be honest with you. I'm sweating so
Sweating
much.
balls, but
Yeah.
that's fine. This is one of Walter's outdoor studios, so
Yes.
can't really say much. It's free.
It's free. Well, as far as we know, it's free anyway. But you might be wondering why we have some paper with us today. It's because today we're going to give you our top 5 favorite Korean foods. Okay?
Korean foods.
And we can maybe suggest some places. I actually don't really care where these foods come from as long as they are like there, because I love Korean food. But anyway, we're going to start off with number 5. So you
Number
ready?
5. So we're gonna write it.
Yeah. We can't show each other.
Okay.
All right. So me.
Whew, number 5.
What did I say?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So when you're ready, hopefully it will show up on the camera. Show your camera. 3, 2, 1.
Ooh, you wrote
Ooh.
보쌈 and 족발.
I'm gonna.
whereas-
Yeah. Well, you also wrote 2 things as well.
Well, yeah, because they come hand in hand. It's like a set menu. When you order kimchi jjigae, you have to have 계란말이, which is like basically like egg rolls.
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of,
yeah.
with like vegetables chopped in. I absolutely love kimchi jjigae. This is like a Korean soul food as well.
It is a Korean
But it
soul
really
food.
depends on the kimchi. If you have really nice kimchi,
Isn't it like the expired kimchi that you use? The
almost
old,
expired, like
yeah.
really super fermented, like for like over a year or so.
Yeah.
So even if you're a shit cook, sorry, a bad cook,
Even if you're a shit cook.
yeah, if you have good kimchi,
Yeah.
you can make the best kimchi jjigae.
That's true. That's true. Do you make a pretty good kimchi jjigae?
I do.
You do?
Not because of course of the kimchi as well,
Yeah, yeah.
but I add like you can add spam,
Yeah.
like
that's true.
sausages, and in the end you can add noodles as well.
But that kind of turns into like budae jjigae, right?
Basically, so
Yeah.
I mean any kind of jjigae you can like, mix it up a bit, but with kimchi jjigae, if you have good kimchi, it's gonna be like the best filling. Oh, like mouth-watering.
It's
the
great
best.
when you have the flu, right?
Exactly,
It's
because
kind
you
of like,
have that chili paste and
Yeah.
the chili powder inside as well, which gives you that kick.
yeah, it kind of like cleanses the palate a little bit in the nose. For me, I chose bossam and jokbal because they're basically kind of the same thing in a way. I just love the steamed. So I should explain that jokbal is pig's trotters. So it doesn't
This-
sound appetizing to, I guess, the foreign viewers. And bossam is just steamed pork, which is like this sort of samgyeopsal, or like the bacon, the pork belly basically. But it's steamed instead of fried. But I chose these 2 because I just can't get enough of them. I think it's one of the most tastiest sort of styles of meat in Korea. But I can understand why people get a little bit, like, oh, it's like a pig's foot, or
The thing is, if you don't literally have the pig's foot in front of you,
yeah,
it's very edible. Like you can't really tell
Yeah.
it's a pig's trotter, but if you have that, if you literally
the
have it
foot.
on the plate, you'll be like, "Ooh, am I eating this?"
yeah.
It's a bit of a turn off, but
But
it's
I
so
love
nice.
it.
It's super nice.
I love it because you can eat the trotter part, like the foot-looking part.
It's so chewy.
It's so chewy, so juicy,
And they say that's
collagen.
full of like collagen,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
good for the skin. I'm like, why don't you just put it on your skin then?
That's true. But yeah, so yeah, well, number 5 for me was bossam and jokbal, and number 5 was kimchi jjigae.
Number
for-
4. This is hard because I noticed, I realized there were so many Korean foods,
Yeah,
like
it
delicious
was
Korean
so
foods.
hard
out
for me
there,
to
yeah.
choose this list. Okay, so number 4 now.
This is hard.
And with me, I, kind of enjoy drinking as well. So whatever food I have, I like to pair it up with like good alcohol.
That's true.
Like when I have kimchi jjigae, I have to have soju.
Ah,
It goes like hand in hand. Anyway, I shouldn't have said
all
that.
right.
But still,
No,
number 4.
We're gonna do something on alcohol one day, I
Oh,
think.
we should.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Chicken.
Chicken.
I chose 간장게장.
Oh, that's such
So
a good
basically,
choice.
this is just like like a crab dish,
That's such a good choice. I didn't think of that one.
but it's raw.
That's the thing that will turn off a lot of foreign people, I think, especially people from Australia if they're like European Australian. Like I was trying to teach my mum like that this raw crab. She loves crab, but raw crab, she was like, no way, dude. I was like, it's so good.
Look, I'm sure a lot of people think, what, raw crab? What the hell? Why would you
Yeah.
eat it like raw? But then when you think about this word, kanjang, which
Yeah.
is like soy sauce, it's marinated.
Yeah.
But it's not just marinated in soy sauce. It's like they have the chili
Yeah,
inside,
it's
just
so
a bit of like
good.
everything mixed together, and they make the perfect sauce. And if you mix it, not really mix it, but if you like marinate it with raw crab,
Yeah.
it's just so nice. It's like it's having like really nice hair, which is raw fish.
It's true, and they also
got
do
that
the same
texture.
thing with like prawns as well, right?
They
Yeah.
do 간장 새우.
Yeah.
And
That's
the best
also
part
good.
is after you have all the meat, you suck it all out,
Yeah.
and you have the crab shell.
Yeah.
You add the rice.
Yes.
And it's called 밥도둑.
Oh, that's so,
So,
good. That's
like,
such a good choice.
It
That's
is,
a really good
yeah.
choice.
It makes you eat like an extra bowl of rice because of the sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
All the
guys,
crab meat,
definitely
yeah.
this is a must. I feel bad that this is my fourth.
That
top
is
four.
such a good choice.
It should be like top 2, but there's so many other better ones coming up.
Yeah, well, for me, like I said, I chose Korean style chicken, and I think a lot of people out there would agree that Korean style chicken is a really good choice.
Definitely.
Now, for me, my favorite chicken brand, I'll have to go either.
Say it. What is it? Gyochon?
Gyochon has good chicken. I don't mind it. Maybe. Oh, I'm gonna have to say BBQ.
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 There's
BBQ.
There's so many
There's so
different
many.
franchises, and they're all nice.
Yeah, Nene chicken, BHC, BBQ, Gyochon, they're all good. And obviously I like fried, but obviously the yangnam, that's really good as well. A sweet taste. That's one thing that when my mum came to Korea, she was like, this tastes awesome. And like we ordered for it twice. That's how much she loved it. So chicken is my number 4. I don't think it's a bad choice at the top. It's not too high, but yeah.
But
mine
there's
is
something about Korean chickens.
Yeah, for sure.
There's so many different flavors. They have like cheese chicken.
Yeah. Oh,
They
really?
have the
Pickled chicken?
마늘.
Oh, manuel chicken.
Yeah, 마늘 chicken.
Yeah,
간장,
간장.
파.
Yeah.
파닭.
For sure. There's so many flavors.
They should
so
come up with like kimchi chicken.
They might one day. Maybe you should do that.
That's a
Open a chicken
suggestion.
tube.
All right.
All right, let's look at our number 3 now.
Oh,
This one was my number 3. I'm just trying to remember. Ready?
No, not yet. Give me
it's a hard one. It is.
Yeah, I gotta. Okay. I think I may have put this higher on the list, but yeah. Okay, you're right. 3, 2, 1. Ooh.
I was gonna write samgyeopsal for my top 3, but I chose 갈비찜 and
Yep.
Walter chose samgyeopsal. Now, 갈비찜 is like, again, the base sauce is obviously soy sauce, but
You like a lot of soy-based products.
I do.
Yeah.
But like in Korea, when you have 갈비찜, it's for really special occasions. For example, if it's
true.
your birthday,
Yeah.
your mom would pretty much cook you a 갈비찜, and
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, it's my birthday. I feel so special. Hey, there are
There are
kids,
kids
running
running in the
Yeah,
background, I
she's
can
like,
see.
So like, I don't have 갈비찜 like very
Yeah.
often because it's really
Expensive.
expensive, obviously,
Yep.
and also it's not that easy to cook. It requires a
isn't.
lot of skill and time as well.
Yeah, it is.
And you need to really perfect the timing and the temperature as well when you heat it up or boil it for a long time to
Yeah.
get the tenderness happening. And not just that, not just the sauce, but you add like potatoes,
Yeah.
carrots, or even pumpkins,
that's-
onions.
Yours is
So-
your list is so much better than mine. I completely
And
forgot.
I just want to say that it's also like a very healthy meal as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
it's
arguable.
not. Oh, well, dude, it's much more healthy than samgyeopsal.
That's true.
I got nothing. I love samgyeopsal, by the way,
Yeah.
but 갈비찜 is like one of those like premium,
It
top
is.
notch, not just expensive, but it's for those kind of special moments. And when you have 갈비찜 in the middle of the dinner table, you know you're in for a treat.
Oh, dude! Like whenever I have galbichim in the middle,
I
that's
feel like
the first thing I
갈비찜
eat.
now. Anyway,
we should go eat it.
why'd you choose 삼겹살?
Samgyeopsal is like the best way to cook pork belly, I think, in Korean style.
Really?
I think it's one of the best ways to cook pork belly, especially in Korea. You have like the options of like getting sangchu or lettuce, wrapping it in a bit of lettuce with a bit
sam.
of
We call it
yes.
sam.
And the what's the sauce that you put with it again?
Samjang?
Samjang. Together with a bit of like garlic, just wrap it up, shove it in your mouth. Best.
Or even wasabi. Some people put
Wasabi.
a bit of wasabi on top as well.
That's true.
Or even like salt.
That's true. Salt is the best, I think. I usually just dip it in a little bit of salt and that's enough for me, but I do love it with a bit of rice as well as a bit of samjang and also wrapped in the lettuce. It is
I'm
good.
drooling now.
All right.
Because we talked about, how I talked about how I like to pair it up with like different type of drinks.
This is one.
Soju is like the best with samgyeopsal. So we call it samso.
Samso, right.
Samgyeopsal with soju. And in Korea they have samgyeopsal day. Did you know?
Yes, they do.
Samsam day.
Yeah, Samsam
So
day.
3rd of March, you're meant to have samgyeopsal.
And obviously, I had chicken, right? And they have chimek, right?
Oh, they do. Chimek.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with
chicken
chimek.
and mekju or chicken and beer. But yeah, you can't go wrong with samgyeopsal. I love it so much. But yeah, that was my number 3 choice. Okay, so moving on to number 2.
Ooh, top two.
Alright, number 2. Here we go.
So far, we haven't got the same thing, which is quite good.
Yeah, it's
Interesting. All right.
This might clash. This might overlap.
Okay.
Because I have a feeling you like this as well. Because
Okay.
you were talking about chicken.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, good.
닭볶음탕.
I was gonna write 닭도리탕, but that's a Japanese way of saying it.
Yeah, that's
Dori.
true.
So I changed it to 닭볶음탕. Yeah, because I'm Korean.
So, how would you explain 닭볶음탕 to the viewers out there? And why did you choose it?
So this is like a spicy dish as well.
Yeah.
Like you put it in a pot, you put chicken, and again, a lot of vegetables, like potatoes, especially potatoes, onions, spring onions, and whatnot. And you kind of like, not steam, or maybe steam it,
Yeah.
like boil it to a point where the sauce becomes really sticky.
Yeah.
And you can add noodles as well, like Chinese noodles or thick noodles,
Yeah.
or even just like ramyeon at the end. But the chicken is so nice. It's very different to fried chicken.
That's true.
Obviously, but it's super tender. It just melts in your mouth. And like I said, the thing about Korean dishes is that it just doesn't finish with the meat.
It does.
You can add so much more after the meat.
Exactly.
Because you have the sauce left over.
Yeah.
And you can have the bokkeumbap
Yep.
on top of that. Add, kim and just kind of like making it to fried rice. So there's so much variety you can put into 닭볶음탕. And like I said, it's so filling. It's a
You make
hearty
a good
meal.
point. We add rice to a lot of things. Like
More rice? Sorry.
we love putting rice in like even at the end of like samgyeopsal, right? You
Yeah,
have
that's
like
what I mean.
you have like bokkeumbap and kimchi jjigae. You add a bit more in there. You even like add it with like sometimes like noodle dishes as well. Like, yeah, you sometimes put it in.
And that's why you chose sundae
Pap. Yes, sundae-gukbap.
Can't go wrong with pap.
I have to sort of, if you don't know what it is, it's kind of like blood sausage in like a broth, or like a meaty broth with it's actually a lot of the meat from the pig's face. It sounds terrible, but it is my favorite gukbap. So it's the only gukbap you'll see on my list today, but it is by far my favorite gukbap. It's so tasty. I especially love like when the sundae, the blood sausage, is like really meaty as well. I love adding like a bit of, sometimes you put red pepper paste in there. Seojeot, which is kind of like the fermented shrimp. Yeah, I put tons of that in.
Do you have like your favorite sundae-gukbap place that you always go to? Like,
No, to be honest with you, it's pretty hard to go past a bad sundae-guk place, but there was a really good place that I went to in Jinju that did
Jinju?
Yeah. Jinju is like the really southern area of Korea, and they did like pisundae-gukbap, which is like really bloody sort of sausage in with the gukbap, and it was...
And the thing about 국밥.
It was delicious.
For different regions, they have their own style of 순대국밥, which is really fun to try out. Like if you go to Busan, they'll have their own kind of
Yeah.
way of making 순대국밥, and it does obviously taste different, but
Yeah.
they have their own kind of distinct taste, which is really fun to kind of experience. Like when you go to Jeju,
Yeah.
like Gangwon-do area or like Jinju area, they will have their
Yeah.
own kind of style of 국밥. And my favorite place is just like in front of my place, which
really?
is in 잠실, 석촌.
Ah.
It's actually called 청화옥.
장어.
Guys, you got to try this. I'm not trying to advertise this place, but this place is like always packed. You got to line up to get to this place, especially during lunchtime.
Yeah.
청화옥. There's one in 석촌동, 방이동. There's one in Gangnam as well, but must go. 청화옥.
Okay. I'm gonna head that one. You gotta take me there one day.
I will definitely.
Okay, it's time for our number one. Are you writing a novel or? All right, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, 한우. I wrote 평양냉면. Have you heard of this?
Oh yes, of course I've heard of that.
평양냉면. It's basically Pyongyang, right?
Yeah.
North Korea. Yeah. All right, you go first.
Okay, so if you haven't tried hanwoo, it's like I guess the Kobe beef of Korea. It's
Or like Wagyu?
Wagyu beef
as
of
well, yeah.
Korea, full of fat, full of flavor. It's just so juicy, and the fact that it is so expensive is the reason why I like it so much. Is because I don't eat it very often, but when I do eat it, it just melts in your mouth, and the way you go about eating it, very similar. Like you can get it on like the barbecue, frying it yourself. Again, I'm a meat lover, I'm a steak lover, and I've tasted a lot of steak in my time, and I really think hanwoo is the best meat I've ever eaten. And you can obviously put it with, like, example, if you got enough money, which I don't, like LA galbi as well, like the beef, the beef ribs, right? Sometimes they use hanwoo in that. LA galbi is like sort of like a rib, and they kind of cross-section it and marinate it in soy sauce. Any Korean dish that requires some sort of beef, if they use hanwoo, it's a plus for me. So I have to. You can't go past hanwoo as my number one pick.
Yeah, like any meat that says 한우 next to it, or
Yeah.
국내산, like born and like
Raised.
raised in Korea, immediately people think, oh, this is good quality meat. And even foreigners as well.
Yeah.
Like, every single foreigner who tries hanwoo,
Yeah.
they will love it.
Exactly.
And I've actually seen a lot of foreigners enjoy hanwoo as well. They're like, oh, this is so different to the meat we have back in my country.
Exactly.
So they can't really compare it to their own kind of steak.
So like the difference is, like, obviously in Western society they usually have like a steak to eat, but in hanwoo they usually cut it into small bits, and then it's like just a mouthful of just flavor burst in your mouth. And I could eat. That's something I could definitely eat every day. If I was rich, I would eat this every day for sure, 100%.
We'll get rich one day.
We'll get rich one day.
Through this channel,
Through this channel,
we're gonna
we'll
get rich and eat hanwoo every single day.
We'll do a mukbang on
We'll do a
hanwoo.
mukbang on hanwoo
Yeah, when we get rich.
and get broke. Anyway, my top Korean food, well, North Korean food actually. It originated from Pyongyang,
Yep.
apparently, but it came down to the south. The first time I tried this, I tried the soup. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Honestly, and my friend was laughing. He's like, you don't know how to eat Pyongyang I was like, what am I meant to taste?
Yeah.
But that's the whole point. Like the soup, it's cold.
Yep.
It's cold noodles. Because usually people think, when they think about noodles, it's like hot.
Exactly.
hot soup,
Yeah,
hot
like
noodles,
udon or like
yeah,
things
exactly.
like that. Yeah.
But this is very much like the Korean version of soba.
Yeah, exactly. It is.
And once you try the soup, you'll be like, ooh, like your first kind of reaction will be like, ooh, what is this?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It makes you kind of like want it more and more. Like the day after, or 3
psychology.
days after, much later, you're like, hey, I feel like Pyongyang again.
Yeah.
You go back for it. And the noodle is like really soft as well.
Yeah.
And you can add kind of like vinegar on top of the noodle. Mix it up with vinegar. And there's also, when you go to these places, they sell, it's called 제육.
Yeah.
Very much like 보쌈,
Yep.
but like a different part of the pig.
Yeah.
It's so soft, chewy, and when you have it with the noodles, it's
Yeah.
like, the best,
So
the best
good.
combination. It's like chimek.
Yeah.
So having 평양 냉면 with 보쌈 or 제육,
Yeah.
It's like the bomb.
It's like I prefer just normal naengmyeon. Like no, I think there's.
Oh, yeah, it's very similar.
So there is a difference between Pyongyang naengmyeon and also just naengmyeon, but they also like have with naengmyeon they also have the like the pork kind
Pyongyang?
of yeah
The cold meat, yeah.
yeah. It's so good as well.
I'm gonna have Pyongyang. We call it like a lot of Koreans MZers.
Yeah.
They call it Pyeongnang.
Ah,
They shorten
yes.
it and they say Pyeongnang.
We
but-
shorten like a lot of foods, don't we?
Yeah.
Like example, like the chimek, chicken and beer.
Chimek.
And then also what? Samgyeopsal and
Samso.
soju. Samso.
Let's have samso.
But now I feel like here's the thing. Kihoon and I actually have to go to a restaurant, but they're not selling any of the food that we just named.
I think they sell kalguksu, which is
Kalguksu.
another very nice, like
Tasty.
hot little dish, a Korean dish. But
Not
I mean,
what we
yeah.
had in our top 5. So anyway, guys out there, what do you think? What was your top 5? What are your favorite Korean foods? What are the ones that you recommend to other people? That is
tell
my
us.
comments. Please comment on that because I love your comments and it's good to hear. But until next time, I think we're taking up a lot of children's spaces.
I feel bad now.
Because there are a lot of children here. Like, as you can probably see, this, like, be right behind me. There we go. Just
They're kind
running
of
at
giving
the
us
back.
like death stares. Like, why are they taking over our ground,
know.
our playground?
So we better get going because not only that, we have a lunch appointment to go to.
Oh, we do.
So anyway, until next time, Kihoon.
All right. So, guys, 족구대알.
Yes.
Did I get it right?
I think you got it right this
족구대알. Press like button, subscribe if you haven't. Leave a comment, and also ding ding. What's it
Alarm
called?
bell.
An alarm bell.
Yeah, just so you know when all our podcasts come out. Until then, guys, bye, Kihoon.
Bye, guys.
See you later.
Bye bye.